Hello everybody! How's everyone doing? NEO75 day. Let me just go open some boxes. I'm not gonna lie, dude. My stomach was hurting like 20 minutes before stream, so hopefully I'm over that. I don't know what the hell happened there, but my stomach was in major pain. But I'm good now, I think. Dude, I hate stomach aches. Hate them. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. What did you do with those springs now that Anna escaped the basement? Like these springs? Well, I can't feed it to him anymore, so unfortunately they just get recycled. So that's pretty much what I do. It's very unfortunate. Find a new Anit. This is very good information. Hold on, let me look at the board while you boot up the stream. I actually did a crap ton of cleaning today, guys, and I found an old stash of 3203 and other random lubricants from like 2 or 3 years ago in a bag. And I was kind of blown away because like I used to try so many different types of lubricant for switches. And it made me kind of sad that I don't do that anymore. So after stream today, like I already placed an order for some other stuff. I'm just waiting for the holidays to finish so it can ship to me. But I think I'm gonna order a few other styles of lube, I guess. Aged 3203 with a 3-year vintage. It's true. It did separate a bit, which was a bit, like not what I wanted, obviously. I didn't like the fact that it separated so much, like the oils from like the thicker part of the lube, whatever it was, but it is what it is. Is what it is. Are you guys excited for the new NEO75? Hello, Alex in chat. Hi, 39. How you doing? Hi, T. Hi, Mr. Wubbs. Hi, Utoy. Hi, Ruby. Get this. Oh, watch from home. Ruby, that makes me very happy to hear that. Very, very happy. This F1 is the silver and gray F1. There's a new one? Yeah, this is the new NEO75. So, this NEO75 isn't going to be like the CU variant. It's actually pretty exciting because it's, again, very fair priced. And no matter which one you end up picking, you get a stainless steel bottom. So, I mean, I'm excited. Dude, when did I get the F1? They had B stock. Dude, they had B stock, and I was literally live streaming with you guys, and I placed the order for the B stock unit. It was the craziest, luckiest thing. I swear to God, it was so lucky. But yeah, I got that in. I was so happy. Yeah, the wind outside's pretty bad right now. It's freezing. I'm frozen today. Like, even with this sweater, I'm a little bit cold. I don't know. Just cold. Cold in general. Today is going to be one of those days where I just stay inside and do work. And then I think I want to spend like 2 or 3 hours today. I want to take a break from like the actual core part of work. And I want, again, yesterday I did it too. But I want to get a whole bunch of stuff visualized, maybe conceptualized for the streaming room. Like, I want to change it up a lot. I just haven't thought of how I'm going to do that yet. I need to buy one of your hoodies. They're so warm. I didn't have one of my hoodies clean right now. This is the only one I had. So I put this one here on. This one here is shrinking a lot, which is like not ideal, as you guys can see. This is one that I've had for a long time from a friend. What switches for F1 do you recommend? I mean, it really depends on what style you want. I mean, I like the classics in the F1, you know, just the standards, you know, the usuals, the boring ones that everyone may consider boring. But also, I would maybe go with like a Key Geek switch. Honestly, I need to get some of HMX's new stuff. HMX's stuff has been great. It has been fantastic. So, 510 streams cracked? God damn, brother. Have I streamed 510 times? God damn. But yeah, hope everyone's had a good day. Is my camera zoomed out all the way? Let's see. Yeah, we're good. Have you considered getting a Keyboard Club hoodie? I have one. I have one already upstairs, but it's also dirty. I think all my sweaters are pretty much dirty right now. Well, I say dirty, but I've worn them out, and I don't like wearing stuff I've worn out around the house. So I'm just gonna not. Simple as that. All right, let me just put this down here. Move this over. 1 sec. Let me clean up my desk a little bit. I was literally lubing switches all morning. I'm horrible with color theory. What color keycaps would go good with a rose gold / bronze keyboard? Ooh, I mean, you could go with something just plain old white, black, or beige, right? You could just, those are the safe bets. If you want to go with something that's a warmer color, though, I would stay in the realm of warm colors. Hell, I mean, dude, even olive might look great on that if you wanted to go with something a little bit off the beaten path there. Olivia would look good. I don't know what's available right now for a lot of these things. There's Hazakura, I believe, that would look good with that. You could even go with something like GMK Lux, or what is it, black and gold or something like that? Black, gold on black, or whatever it is. GMK Civ might actually look super good on that too. Is it Civ or Civilization, whatever? That might look great if you wanted to stick with GMK stuff. But if you're going with PBT, sky's the limit. There's also a bunch of Key Kobo stuff that might look good on that too. Even if you go with something a bit more like pastel, that might be nice too. Cleopatra. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, but how are you guys doing? How's everyone's day going today? How is everyone's day? I hope everyone's been having a good one. I woke up and I had the strangest stomach pain when I woke up. Then it went away, and then it came back, and then went away, and then it came back like 20 minutes before stream. Why do some of my switches sound different from the rest? Is it okay? It could be the way you lubed it. That's literally it. I mean, it could be a defect in the switch. What switches are they? Waiting my switch package to be delivered tomorrow. Ooh, which ones? What are you getting in, Yattering? Could you list all the GMK sets that might look good on a blackboard? Do we have time? Do we have time for that? Pretty chill day doing nothing today. I have a break between Christmas and New Year. Dude, honestly, get in this time right now just to get some R&R, guys. Even on Christmas Day, and even a little bit yesterday too, like, I just took time to like get things I've been meaning to do out of the way. How was my Christmas? We spent time with family, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a lot of us doing not much, which I think I had to embrace, because honestly, if I had done more social stuff, even if it was enjoyable, I don't think my body and my mind more so could handle more social stuff. So I think I needed a little bit of a mental break, I guess, from everything. It's so true. You know, even though I feel like I have a pretty large battery when it comes to social interactions, like, dude, even I need to recharge. We all need to. And I think I'd gone so long without recharging that I just spent mainly Christmas recharging. So it was nice. It was nice. And then tonight will be one of my last days to recharge a little bit, but it's going to be kind of recharging in my own way. This is going to be like work-related recharging, you know? How was your guys' Christmas, though? I guess it's not really over because people do things all week. The Roller V2s, I will be using them next week. I don't have any recommendations right now for modding just because I haven't popped them open yet, but so nice.
I don't make a lot of streams, but it's always a treat.
Thank you, Cyber. I hope your holidays went well, too. Ordered the NEO60 on December 25th. Already can't wait. Paid for the express shipping for 15 days. Yeah, you'll get that pretty quick. If it's DHL, honestly, it'll be super quick. But yeah, that's pretty much my holidays. Got some plans that I'm going to do over here that I was already looking at. I think I want to hang some shelves. And then, I don't know if you guys have tried this. Been meaning to ask you guys this. I really want to get some of those like digital e-ink frames. Have you guys heard of those? I want to put my own photos up, but I also I feel like I'm also indecisive with what I put up. So I was thinking about buying some of those digital e-ink frames. No, they're just small little photos, like panels that you can put in any frame that you want. I recommend that one. I think Aura was one of the brands I looked at. But they look interesting just because, like, I feel like there are many photos of just family and things I'd like to have on rotation, or just things I feel indecisive about. So I don't know. I feel like that'd be a cool investment for myself. I don't know. I'll buy one and let you guys know. Try one first. Ian can do some nice looking picture, or can do some nice looking pics despite being black and white. Yeah, I probably will just try one singular one on. You're right, Randall. You're right. My parents love it. I upload photos and they get to see them. Oh, so you do it from like afar type thing? Yeah, that's kind of what I want too. Like I want to have something where I can just like drop in photos and it goes in rotation. I can be like, I just took these yesterday and they're already up on the wall. I would love to get a proper printer for all this stuff, but I ain't paying for ink. Phalos, thank you so much for 2 months. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a good night and all that stuff too. We're still going to do that extra giveaway at 700 for the Haven. We'll leave that up till the end of the year. No, the one I was looking at was like 80 bucks for 2. MX Blacks or Nixies on PCCL? I would go with MX Blacks there. I feel like PC's already deep, unless you want a deeper sound signature. Waiting for my NEO75 CU to come in somewhere between January next year. Got the burgundy color. Ooh. Yeah, you know, that's going to be interesting today, right? Because this, speaking of the keyboard we're doing today, this, I feel like, is going to compete directly, oddly enough, with one of their own products. Which is interesting to say the least. The 75 CU is like, what, a $45 premium? A $55 premium over this guy. But there are some definite visual differences, and I'm wondering if there's going to be a crap ton of sound differences too. So, interesting. I don't know how I'm going to feel about today's stream. First live stream I've been able to join. Hi, Hond, how you doing? Kind of new to the hobby, really enjoying your content? Thanks. I just do like very chill, laid-back content. I like keyboards a lot, but I try not to take it super serious because I feel like that's unhealthy. Yeah, we're gonna take a look now. We're gonna actually just crack this open. So this is the new NEO75, just NEO75, not even anything after this. It comes in a variety of colors, kind of like we talked about the NEO98. So this comes in teal, slate blue, taupe gray, orange, dusty rose, black, and silver. So same things. Same style of weights. So you get a golden weight, a silver weight, silver PVD, PVD golden, PVD dusk. These all will be stainless steel. So at 140 bucks, it's pretty good. And then you either get a wired hot swap or a tri-mode hot swap, or you can get the ISO. No solder options, which is a bit of a bummer. And then we get the choice between only 2 plates, which is aluminum and PP plate. Now, I did some thinking about the NEO98 when we did that one there. And I do think they've kind of limited our choices to lower the overall cost of the product. As you guys might know, more options equals sometimes more money, just because you have to think of more SKUs. I'm a bit bummed at no solder though. I think I could live with the 2 different plates, but I think as someone who views this board, even though this is probably marketed towards someone who's maybe starting off, to me, the visuals of this board, I'm sorry, like we're gonna pop this open, you guys will see, I think this looks really nice. And this would have been perfect for someone who wants something in a solder as well, with more layout options, you know? So let's see what this looks like first, and then we'll go through some stuff. It has 3 mounting styles, I believe, just like the 98. Which, by the way, the 98 still turned out great. I'm not unhappy with it at all, but... Oh, the silver looks great on this. So yeah, very, very similar, if not the exact same aesthetic as the 98 series there. I mean, I already like this a lot. The arrow key alignments bother me? I think that's going to be more of a personal preference thing. I don't mind it at all. The exploded arrow keys off to the side like that. Yeah, this looks great. I think that's going to be more of a personal preference kind of option there. What lens do you use for the top bottom recording? So this one here? This is just the kit lens that comes with the Sony camera. Just a small little kit lens. Side profile on this is going to be money. Well, look at the top here, right? So we have that same kind of I don't know if this is a polished stainless or PVD'd accent, but it's a shiny little accent badge which extends right to the edge, which I think looks super duper great. You know what's weird is it the same side bezels? It is. These are still really thin side bezels, which looks great on the NEO75 here. Overall, it's a pretty slim frame for the top-down view. There will be a bit of RGB over here as well. But this is where this board really shines, is this board has a pretty sick looking side, or I guess, side profile. That looks great. Like, I personally think this looks fantastic. You know, like that looks super good. We'll look at it from the other side as well. It's nice. It has some layers. It has some stuff going on. A lot of visual interest on the side profile for people who care about that. We have that bit of gold over here, which you can see on the center of the board, which shines through. And then we have kind of that seam that you can, it's a bit of thicker seam here that you can see some of that gold. That new, I guess this is new. I haven't seen this before. The new Neo typeface over here. We have the typical compass logo sitting right over here as well, above the slightly recessed USB-C. And then we have the bottom, which, by the way, this is the non-PVD coated stuff. Way nicer. Way nicer, dude. I'm sorry, like, this looks so much better than the PVD version. I prefer just having this one little small piece in the center. This over any of the more expensive versions any day of the week. It's so much nicer. And to show you guys what I mean, I left the board over here. Let me just grab it. This is the PVD version, and you can see even after a day of use how much this is picked up on my desk pad. I don't like the PVD version. I think it's just alright. Give me this version any day of the week. Any day of the week, give me this guy. We'll just leave this here. Look at that. That looks so much cleaner. It looks more expensive like this way too. I don't know why. The PVD just looks cheap. But again, that's personal preference. Great looking board though. Stunning looking board. Internally, we have some methods to help break up some of the acoustics in this board, which is awesome. So some ridges here. This will help diffuse things, which is great to see. I also love the way this looks inside too. It just looks premium, you know? Dude, Neo has been like literally unstoppable when it comes to things. I don't even know how else to put it. They have become like such a titan in this space for what they're offering. I will say though, sometimes they make weird missteps. Like, in my humble opinion, I think on these boards, not having like a solder PCB, it's not that it's a misstep because I know not a lot of people are probably going to buy it, but like it would have been nice to have some layout variation. Like it would have been nice to build this kind of the way I want it. Like, to me, that feels like a bit of a misstep. And they do that often. I feel like they have like one or two weird things. Like, the support on these new PCBs, they're kind of lackluster, and it kind of makes me still want to recommend the more expensive NEO70U or 75CU. Just because, you know, like, I want a 7U. Like, if I'm going to spend the money, I want to buy the layout that I want. A YouTuber compared it to Toyota, which I highly disagree, but what do y'all think? Is Neo Toyota? You know what's funny is we're researching cars now, right? I think every car brand these days, like modern car brands, from what I've been seeing, I don't think Neo's Toyota. I think these analogies kind of just for funsies, by the way. If I had to look based off of what I've been researching right now for buying a car myself, okay? Neo, to me, is the best bang for your buck. Low key, in the research that I've been doing, Hyundai has been like probably the best bang for your buck. I would kind of think Neo leans more to what I'm personally viewing as Hyundai in my research for vehicles because it's just like for the price you get for an all-out like car from them, it's just like crazy. Toyota's kind of expensive and also has really long wait times. I don't know about you guys. I have looked into it, and some of the Toyota cars have crazy wait times. So nice.
Half a year.
And they're kind of expensive.
Wow,
still.
wow,
Thank
wow,
you, Leviathan.
wow.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Dude, 6 months is crazy. 6 months is crazy, bro. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, I think it leans more to what I think Hyundai or maybe even like Kia. I don't know. If you really want to go down the route of comparing it to vehicles. But again, that's just for funsies. You guys can think of what you want for every vehicle, you know. But yeah, here's the PCB. Again, here's where I think it's a bit of a misstep. Layout support is basically non-existent. You have split here, which makes almost no sense for this particular layout. Like, why do I have a split left? Who knows? But yeah, it would have been nice to see some different options for these. But obviously you can't do that, and I looked into it afterwards, right? Looking into it, they put, which I don't know, I feel like this is weird, right? They put the standoffs for screwing the board right here, which makes it so you can't put a 7U spacebar here. I almost feel like they could have adjusted it so it screwed in further over here, and then just not have put a tab here. They could have moved the tab somewhere else or done the tabs on the PCB or on the plate, right? So it's a bit of a bummer that we're not getting this support here. But I'm not gonna. It's weird. I'm saying I'm not gonna hold it against it, but I clearly am. But I think that's a matter of what you're looking for in a keyboard. Obviously, like, it's not an objectively bad thing. It just might be a pass for some people. Some people might say, hey, you know what? I don't know if I want this because it doesn't have the things that I want in it. So, but yeah, they really want us to use 6.25U. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it, by the way, guys. There's nothing wrong with the 6.25U. It's just, you know, one less option, which sucks because it feels like we're going backwards in some regard. You know? It feels a little backwards. I wasn't aware we had a website for them. That's really nice to know. Thanks, everyone. Oh, for which one, Jake? Get in NEO75CU in a separate numpad if necessary. IMO the better board of the three. The 75CU is fantastic. And okay, here's the thing for this board today. This is the challenge for this board. The Neo98 didn't really have a whole lot of competition in Neo's lineups. This does. And it's not against another brand. This is literally competing with itself. I think the Neo75, this one here, to me, has to feel like a equal, if not better experience than the Neo75CU. That's going to be the challenge here today, outside of aesthetic differences. So it's a weird one, and it's rare that we do something like this. But yeah, this is, you know, it's such a weird close proximity to even the Neo75CU of their own brand. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Today's gonna be interesting. But yeah, the board looks great. I love this new aesthetic they're doing, by the way. I love it. It looks great. Bit bummed about the PCBs. Alright, let's start putting together some stuff here. We're going to be using some MX2As, or if you guys want, we can use KeyGeek Mirror Lakes. I'll leave it up to you. I think I would personally rather just use the MX2As because I haven't used these in a hot minute, and I kind of want to see what the MX2As sound like in this board. But I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm kind of offended there's no 7U, but at the same time I don't use 75s. I mean, that's a fair way to look at things too. What's strange is they even give you a 7U wire. Just give us the 7U PCB, man. Come on, dude. Less holes equal better sounding spacebar, though. A lot of uneven sound spacebars come from multiple layout options. I disagree with that. I'm gonna be honest, like, I get what you're saying, and I think that used to be the case for, like, the really Swiss cheese boards. But, like, this spacebar sounds phenomenal, and there's options underneath here. I disagree with the notion that giving us a few options is gonna be completely detrimental to the sound of the board. But I understand what you're saying, though, because it has happened in the past with super Swiss cheese PCBs. Alrighty, let's start lubing some stuff here. This one here won't take us as long to do. We're doing 4 stabs, I think. Now, I also wanted to make a note of Neo's stabilizers here. I do feel like these take a little bit more tuning to get right, because even after the stream yesterday, I was like, man, what's going on with the spacebar? Like, it didn't feel super even to me, and it's just tuning these particular stabs. I think they're great if they come in included. Would I go out of my way to buy these stabs? I mean, like, if you really didn't like TX clip-ins, then sure. But yeah, I'm kind of like in between on what I feel about these stabs. I'm not sure. I just feel like there's just so much extra tweaking I need to do for these. Coffee's hitting this morning. Alrighty, let's start looping some stuff. I don't know if this is a cut down version of the CU, because this is technically a stainless weight. It's definitely not as heavy as the CU. And overall, I think this looks a bit more minimalistic than the CU did. I'm expecting us to get a slightly brighter sound out of this. So we'll see, we'll see. Probably because of the holes in the PCB, Keck W / sarcasm. Jeez. What's your opinion on Wuche stupid stabs? I actually really like stupid stabs. I will be updating my stabilizer guide tonight. Like, it's already good to go. I just need to hit publish and do some last minute checks. But they rank pretty highly for me. And I don't know. I still have a few batches. I really like them, man. I think they're great. Wuche is weird. Okay, I gotta say this before I do stabs. Wuche does some great stuff for the hobby. But they do it, and then they do weird other things. I love Wuche's switches. I love Wuche's springs. Their stabs have been great. Their keyboards are always hit and miss. You know, like, they're all kind of all over the place. But they do great accessories for boards. Some of my favorite springs are Wuche springs. So yeah, I don't know. They do good accessories and stuff. Like, really good accessories. Yeah, they're so good. They're so good. I love their springs. Actually, today, I actually used their films. I don't know if they still sell these, but I bought a bunch of these in bulk. These films are great. These ones here are the ones I used for today's switches. They're just foam films. They're easy. For me, these are easier to put on because they don't have that extra foam piece in the middle. But yeah, they do great films too. Got a job finally. We'll be able to buy my first custom keyboard soon. Let's go. What's going to be your first purchase? Out of curiosity. What's going to be the first thing you pick up? Alright, let's get this done. Yeah, I need to buy a new headset. By the way, guys, for my gaming computer. I don't know what headset I should buy. I don't want to buy another one of those Sennheiser PC 387s or whatever they're called. I really hate it. I really don't like the way that headset feels. I just don't like it. So I don't know what else I'm going to pick up. I don't know what's good for a headset these days. I'm new to this stuff. Do you guys think ABS shine is annoying? Here's the thing, right? I'm going to tell you this, Casey. I don't think it matters what we think. If you find it annoying, if you don't like it, then that's all that matters. If you think it looks good, then don't worry about the people who say it looks bad. If you want like a personal thing, like, yes, I think it looks fine. It's a sign of you using your stuff, which I think is a good thing. That means your stuff's seeing use. But hey, personal preference. I was watching this on YouTube and I was seeing none of the comments there pop up and realized because he's reading Twitch chat. I read YouTube chat too. Unfortunately though, to be honest with you guys, it is difficult streaming to both because Twitch is very particular about interacting with YouTube. They're very particular and I've already received a warning, so I would rather not have my account get banned. So that's why sometimes I go on long, like, non-reading sprees of YouTube. I think I'm one of the very few that really hates the shine of GMK sets, but I still use GMK sets because they're the best. But even so, for the price they cost, I think they should do better when it comes to how quickly they shine. Well, I think it's a trade-off. Their particular blend of ABS sounds so good, you know? Someone said the Astro A50s, and I was looking at those, but those are expensive. SteelSeries Arctis Pro Wireless, hot swap battery is nice. Oh, those are the ones with the hot swap battery. Stock mic is man, definitely not an audiophile class headset though. I think that's what I'm looking for as well, is a good mic. And that's what I saw people recommending the Astro, the new ones, the V5s or whatever, the new Astros. And then I was watching some people do mic tests. Oh my god, that headset sounds really good. That mic on that Astro headset sounds good, but I also had bad experiences with Astro in the past. So, also, Joe, thank you so much for 6 months, bro. I really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you, man. Headset is easy. You don't need to worry about stuff like maintaining a certain distance from the mic. Yeah, I don't want to buy a separate microphone for the gaming, like, my little gaming nook. I just don't want to do it, bro. Corsair headsets have the best mic I've heard on a headset. I was listening to some of the demos of those. I think my goal is to... I also don't feel like spending a butt ton of cash on a headset either. So some of them I'm kind of personally just saying like no. Like that's why the Astros are kind of off the table. It's like $450. Good morning, Mr. Odos. Enjoying the personal F1. Dude, so much. Love it. It is a bit big. I will admit, I did have to swap it yesterday while I was doing a few emails. Just because like I had some other stuff on my desk I was working on, so I had to plug in my Manta. But yeah, it is a little bit cumbersome in a way. But it is nice. It's so beautiful. Odyssey Maxwell? Dude, listen, I've had Odyssey products in the past. I actually used to own an LCD too, and I still use planar magnetic headphones these days. Let me tell you, I do not care for the mic that comes out of the Maxwell. That thing sounds like fucking trash, dude. I was listening to demos of people talking into the mic of the Odyssey Maxwell. It sounds horrendous. Also, I don't know if I'm at that stage where I would want to put a heavy headset on my head while I'm playing games. And it is pretty heavy. Just use a mod mic. It's removable when not in use. Yeah. I highly recommend checking out the mod mic's the one, the wireless one, you mean? The Intellion one? Sorry, I'm thinking about that chrono. I'm doing it now. With what? Sorry, XM? I got the HS80 Max from Corsair on an Amazon warehouse deal. It's a great headset and the mic is pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm aiming for too. I just want another brand of stuff. I don't think I want to go with some of the more expensive stuff. For the price I'd pay for the Odyssey Maxwell stuff, I don't know, man. It's kind of expensive to get a terrible mic. There's a wireless and wired version. Have you guys used the wireless version of that? I was struggling with my microphone on PC until I learned about Voicemeeter. Yeah, Voicemeeter's pretty nice. You can do a lot of modifications there. EPOS H6 Pros are solid if you can find an open box version. They're discontinued but very lightweight. It's wired though. I'm totally fine with a wired headset, guys. Totally fine gaming with wires. Yeah. Sennheiser made like a mod mic thing for some of their headphones. Oh, really? What do you game? Well, I play Ark with some friends. But I play a little bit of Stadium from Overwatch, and then recently my girlfriend's been asking me to do some ranked with her on Overwatch. Although, Overwatch is not really a game that I consider to be like my main enjoyment of things. Overwatch is... Competitive hero shooters are just not my thing, dude. They're way too toxic, and then also it's just... I don't like hero skills and shooters like that. It's just not a fun mix. I have some interesting news about those batch 1 Vince. Yes, tell me about them. I want to know. I just want to be able to convert my IEMs to headsets. I saw... Wait, Alaska. I think you can. Because they have special cables with decent little mics. They're not the best, but you can technically convert it. And then I also saw... Actually, no, that's the same thing, really. It's just different connectors, depending on what connection you have. If it's like the 2-pin or the MMCX, whatever. Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I played that, I think. Black Shark V2? Is that the Razer ones? Dude, I'm so out of the game when it comes to headsets. Because I've never really bought a headset. I've always used a microphone and a good pair of headphones. But now I'm kind of in the opposite, where I just don't have enough space. Do you game on this setup or you stream? Oh, no. I actually game on a little desk. It's about yay big, literally. So that's why I have very limited space. I don't really stream my video game playing, though. I kind of like keeping the whole gaming thing, for the most part, a hobby, like quite literally. And not really make it something like a streaming thing where I feel like it can become something else. You know? I'll use dielectric for this. I think that'd be the better choice here. In other words, you rage quit a lot? No, I actually don't rage quit. I think we did we rage quit the other day? The other day we were doing some Ark, and someone was shooting us through the walls, and I think we called it a day after that, just because that's all the gear we had. So we were just like, well, screw it, we'll just like pick up tomorrow type thing. But there's a lot of cheaters in Ark right now. I'm not gonna lie, we've been shot through the walls and spoken to through the walls a bunch of times. People are just like hanging out, glitching into places they shouldn't be. Have you ever traveled internationally? If so, which countries have you been to? Believe it or not, I have only ever been to the United States. I've never really had a vacation or travel. The only closest thing I've had to a vacation is when me and my girlfriend and 2 other friends went on a small little short trip to Banff, but I still worked while I was there. It was more just like if we found some free time, we'd do some stuff, but it was just to kind of enjoy the scenery. And it was that was actually rather inexpensive to get to Banff too. But I've never really had a vacation. But I might go on my first vacation next month. Maybe. Or just spend some time away from the internet. That's kind of what we're leaning towards. Have you tried Type Plus stabs? And yes, sir. They're one of my favorite stabs right now. Yeah, I've just never been. Like, growing up, we never really did vacations. We did like a weekend or a day away type thing, which I don't really feel like it constitutes as a vacation because you already have the day off anyways. Growing up, like, I did some like a weekend away, which again, you already have the weekend off, so is that really a vacation? In fact, I think it's kind of more work to plan all those things. Well, yeah, there's also the price of things too. Should you go to Costa Rica? Great photo ops. Yeah, there's tons of... My dream place to go to would be Iceland. That's my dream. I don't know when I'd ever do that, but dude, I'd love to do that. It's just like, I want to spend like a month there. I don't know if a month's good though. Maybe that's too much, but I want to go there. Wait, why sooner rather than later? Month is definitely needed. It's beautiful in Iceland. Take a look at some of the photos there, Cyber. The ice is melting. The glacier is melting and shit. Oh shit. But yeah, that's kind of where I would want to go. I don't know. I've never really done anything, man. Like, even outside of just working. Like, dude, right after high school, I've literally just worked full time. I've never had like more than a week away from work. Iceland is sick, I've heard. The food I'm hearing is not great. I don't think I'd go for the food. I think I would go for the scenery. Iceland's gorgeous. Had a 2-day layover there when went to Greece. Oh shit. Did you get to explore a little bit? Their prototype MX Black's real? Damn. Are they worth a lot of money or something? That sounds crazy. Hi Alex and hi Jedi. How you doing, man? I spent 10 days there and can't get outside of, I cannot pronounce that. You'll need to spend more time to get to other places. Oh shit, okay. As a European, that sounds horrible to me. Never have vacation. Sounds so weird. Oh. It's the truth is, it comes down to growing up, like, it definitely was a money thing, I want to say. But I think more than that, the opportunities I had, like, I just didn't know how to do anything. Like, this sounds so stupid, but like, I didn't know that, like, how to like book a vacation, so I just never did. Even when I was working full time, like living at home, like, plus I didn't have anything to do or anyone to go with. And I think I was still trying to figure out myself in a lot of ways, which probably maybe a vacation or traveling would have helped me, but I just didn't know. My life was just wake up, work, play a few video games or watch a show or something, and maybe go out with some friends and go home. That was it. You know, a lot of it was because, yeah, the vacations were expensive. We just went on big road trips as kids, the family. Yeah, that sounds fantastic as well. Like, you can't get upset with that. Did I go to college or university? No, I did not. I wanted to really badly, though. Long story short, I did not. And for anyone, I saw someone wondering why I don't put the dielectric grease past the bend. That's because I always go in... Oops, dropped my cap for my... Okay, I'll pick that up later. I always end up putting I brush in a little bit of lube, 205 over here. I just feel like if I put dielectric past the bend, it ends up absorbing into the PCB and does what I don't like, which makes things mushy. So I always just syringe in or just put a little bit on a brush and do some 205. Makes it easier for me. I get you. Even living in EU, I am in the same boat. Usually went on a conference travel, went to trips, but I have zero clue how to really plan a vacation. Dude, even when so to let you guys know a secret, that's not really a secret, but I had never been on a plane up until 2 years ago. So even planning out, or 2 or 3 years ago, planning out my first plane trip, which was to the Novel Keys meetup in Morgantown, West Virginia, it wasn't stressful. It was just, I didn't know how to do that because I'd never had to learn that before. By the way, I'm not going to be using foam for the board today. We're just going to see how it sounds no foam. How's that possible? If I had to tell you the truth, Durs, it's a little bit of nervousness and a little bit of it's not so much that I didn't grow up like knowing how to do that. It's just like we never even had the option. Like that was never an option for me growing up. Like, oh, let's take a family vacation, hop on a plane somewhere. So for me, it was just never an option even in my later like years, like I guess, if that makes sense. And also I think it's a little bit of, again, I just didn't know where to go. You know, I don't know how to say no to work. You know, like I also don't know how to say no to like, well, I don't know if I can afford taking a week off and paying for a vacation, right? Start not knowing how to plan a vacation, but going somewhere taught me what I did and didn't want to do. Yes, 100%. You learn so much. You definitely learn. I never traveled as a kid. My parents were always too busy with working, so not traveling was kind of the norm. I mean, literally, dude, literally. Oh shit, I put the 7U wire in. My bad. I got distracted. Wait, are these both 7U wires? Did I just get a bunch of 7U wires by accident? Oh yeah. They're all 7U wires. Let me go to 6.25U wire. Troll? A little bit. It's okay, guys. I got plenty of wires. Because they know they did... Yeah, the solder thing. What's the difference between the Neo Core series and the NEO7598? The Core series is a one-piece build. The Core series has a different mounting system. I personally really like the Core series. The Core series slaps. I still think that's one of Neo's, I'm not going to say their best products, but it's definitely a product that I can wholeheartedly recommend. I love their Neo series, or their Core series rather. Super, super good. Vacation planning makes me not want to go on a vacation, not gonna lie. Yeah. Even the thought of having to, like, I don't know, I don't even want to get into this because I feel like it's too long of a conversation. It feels very ungrateful in a way too, but like, I just don't love the fact that like I have to be away. Like, it sounds so stupid, but I feel like I'm missing out on other things going on going on like a trip somewhere. Like the thought of it, anyways. I don't know. It's I don't even know how to like put this into words. I think it's just me being afraid to take a break from work, literally. Alex, what do you think of the exploded layout on this one? I don't mind it. I've always been a fan of exploded layouts. I have no quarrels with an exploded layout for keyboards. None at all. I feel like I'm escaping to something better by going on a vacation. Totally fair. Totally fair. Maybe it's a mentality thing I need to break, to be honest. The type of work culture has been drilled into our heads, sadly. I think it's really that, truthfully. Like, I didn't want to say it out loud, but I really think it's just... I have this really bad relationship with work, bro. Such a weird relationship with it. Alright. We can do this finally. Hi, Petardo. How you doing, man? Vlogging my trips? I'm not really a vlogger, though. I don't even take photos of myself or anything when I do things. Like, if I ever die and you guys go through my phone, okay, it will be photos of other people's moments. I actually don't like taking photos of my own moments because I've always been kind of just a live it in the moment kind of guy. It's weird because I'm also a camera person. I understand the value of taking photos. But for myself, I like just like remembering those. And if I don't remember them, then to me, it wasn't really worth, saving that memory in a lot of ways. So I don't know. I have a weird thing with that too. I don't have a selfie stick. I don't have many selfies of me at all. Maybe in my younger years, but FOMO is in your brain. My wife and I usually do like 2 or 3 hour drive to a different place and rent a B&B, eat food, and decompress. I'm jealous. This year I'm changing it though. We are doing things this year, so like I'm making a big change. I will be. Pinky swear it, guys. I'm self-employed. Whenever I go on vacation or was hanging out with my ex when we were together, I'm constantly thinking of work and productivity. Yeah, it's one of the downsides of being self-employed. It's just your brain always has to be on. How'd you get the portrait on my site? My girlfriend took that of me. I told her, hey, I need a photo of me. Can you please take a picture? So she did. She's a better photographer than I am. What can I say? Turned out amazing. Thank you, Doodles. Appreciate you, man. I hate doing these. Every photo I take is something or someone else. Zero selfies? Yep, nothing. I have zero things. It's funny too because like even with friend circles, right? Like I'm never in any of the pictures, dude. I swear to God, if I disappeared one day and my friends forgot about me, there's no proof that I ever existed in any of those photos. Because I'm the one who took them all. Like being the camera guy has his downsides, I guess, right? Hard to take a bad photo when you're subject. Okay, you know what, Lego? Stop, bro. Stop. I don't necessarily hate being in photo. I get what you mean, though, because I think the same way sometimes, too. But I've not been in them for so long that I feel weird around the camera with the lens pointed towards me. Okay. It's weird because you're in front of the camera all the time. Yeah, it is weird, huh? I've thought of that, too. It is a weird conundrum there. Alright, so here's the plan. I was thinking about this in depth. I was going to use the plastic plate today. And I'm still down if you guys want me to use the plastic plate. However, I figured we could use the aluminum plate again because we did get a different switch in the NEO98. If you guys would like, though, I am totally open to using the plastic plate today. So my thought process was to kind of just keep it similar to what we've done in the past. But I'm down to do whatever, man. I'm down to do whatever. We can do a rebuild of this in the future as well. Want to do a poll? Let's do a poll. /poll. Plate for today. We can do plastic or aluminum. We'll do a 5-minute poll. Or, yeah, we'll do a 5-minute poll while we chit-chat here. You know what's weird? It's weird because I think, maybe with the exception of the Poron, I think the gasket and the top would sound really good with the plastic. But I'll let you guys pick. I'll let you guys do all the picking. The F1 sounds so good. Sound test again, please. If you insist. Alex, question. Yes, Annette. Maybe I have an answer. But Annette, I swear to God, if you don't ask me the question this time, and you leave me hanging like you did last night or 2 nights ago, I'm putting you on a 60-day timeout, bro. I swear to God. If you dare to leave me hanging again, dude. I like your choice, Alex, to have an Alex sound signature. Thanks, man. 60 days. Business days, not even regular days. Does a board having a fly daughter board mean I can stick any MX PCB like a Z or McLovin? No. I don't know if that's still considered a universal daughter board. I don't know. The problem too is, for example, like Heine needs its own daughter boards, I think. And then I also think there are certain PCBs, unless it's all universal and they say they're universal, some of them have like different polarities of like how things work. Like, for example, I've had a customer send me a Heine PCB and I think it was a Wilba or a Keycult daughter board. Oh yeah, Wilba daughter board. And I plugged it in and the Heine PCB, one of the diodes basically went up in smoke. So you still have to be careful when you're mix matching things. I don't know how universal that particular daughter board is. I really don't. The Granites on plateless coreless PCB sounds so good for the F1. I've heard. I'm buying another PCB just to do that. I've literally heard it sounds great. Alright, looks like we're doing plastic. I'm actually curious to see what this is going to sound like. Is that a Wob Enter? No, this is... Didn't this come with cubed? Right? I'm pretty sure this is like a stock enter key for this. Or am I wrong? I thought it was. It should be fun. Is autofocus being weird? Is it just being strange? I haven't been looking at my camera. White plate, no? Yeah, well. Oh, also, I'm going to take this time too, because I feel like I need to say this every stream, but also sometimes I do forget because I feel like I've talked about it so much that it becomes kind of like pointless. But I'll bring it up again. This is for every brand that does this. Just a service announcement for, from the perspective of someone buying a product, not as a reviewer, not as someone who is very deep into the rabbit hole of keyboards. This is literally from the perspective of the average person, right? I would like NEO and all these other brands to work on software that is universal or make things properly work well with QMK as intended. I know with a lot of these brands, they'll do VIA compatible, or they might have their own webware, which is fine and dandy as well. There's always concerns I have of, making your own webware. Like, what if one day you decide that, hey, that's it, we're not going to be in business anymore, and then you shut down your website. But for things like all these products that are, in the keyboard space, I would love to see if we can make things a bit more universal when it comes to how we do VIA application and VIAL application. I hate having a separate file. I don't like it. It just, again, be nice if we can do that, because the last thing I want to do is I don't want people to buy a product and then sort of be in this weird spot of how do I even get to customize this? And then they have to download a JSON file, then they have to go into VIA, or they have to do something else. It feels weird. And again, I would just love it if we can just make this load up into a piece of software or webware like VIA or VIAL or something without the need for all these workarounds and downloading things. Again, I've had longer conversations about this, but it's still a concern of mine. It's never going to go away. It's tough to sit here sometimes and think about, oh yeah, if NEO or Wuche or any of these other brands decide in 2 years they don't want to do business and they scrap the website and there's no more JSON files, and maybe not everyone's willing to share what they have or doesn't realize they have to share, then you're kind of out of luck. So again, just my little usual spiel about that. I know it's a boring conversation, but the right control and shift don't work on that PCB. What happened? I opened up my NEO Core with VIA and it bricked the PCB. It took 3 fucking months to fix and QK ignored my emails? Wait, what? How did that happen? Did you flash it or something, or did it just stop working? It's an important conversation. Yeah, it is. It sucks too because, like, I feel like it's a fruitless conversation. If I'm being real with you guys. Is the Manta going to require a JSON file? It shouldn't. We've already asked Gondo about that, and it should just be preloaded when you guys get it. Before buying a keyboard, I download the VIA first. Sorry, what? I just missed it. I download VIA first to make sure it's available. Same for QMK. Yeah, that's true. It feels bad because I try and build keyboards as gifts for people, and getting them to be able to edit their own layouts with no experience is such a pain in the ass for them. It is. It really is. And it does kind of make you feel like nothing's like ready to go the moment you have it. Was Sad the Oblique had a few problems with the JSON file? Well, I'll ask Bull about that. I didn't realize that had problems. Hi, Deez. How you doing? It stopped. It loaded as a Gone Nerd 60 with random key mapping. I tried to reflash it and bricked it. Oh shit, that's weird. So does NEO boards need special software to run? We can try with this board today. But usually it's just the same old where you just get a JSON file and you load it up into its thing there and call it a day. But I don't think, does Neo have webware? I don't think they do. Sir Jason? Is it JSON file? I call it JSON. Well, you do it once for your computer. But then I think, is it, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if you clear the cache of your browser, you lose that, right? Like if you clear the cache, you have to start re-uploading your things. I think I've done that and I've had to redo it all. So if you're one to clean out your browser cache once in a blue moon, you do lose it and you have to redo it, which makes it even more of a pain in the ass. To be fair, we've come a long way in terms of accessibility. We used to have to code our own hex files. Now we programs like QMK and Vile. I agree, but let's not stop there. That's kind of where I'm at currently. Let's not stop on where we're at right now and be like, we have it good. We do have it great, but let's make it even better. Jason Derulo. I should make a keyboard called the Derulo. I think their 65% HE one uses their own web version. Oh, that would make sense. The HE one I'm not concerned about because it's a little bit different, but... because, you know, it's still a pain in the butt. Just a pain in the butt to have to download a bunch of stuff. Because imagine you own 3 or 4 keyboards, right? And then you clear your cache months down the road, and you have to find all those files. Imagine you do it in 3 years. You clear your cache. Because I don't clear my cache very often. Also, thank you guys for all the follows today. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and just watching the stream. Thank you guys. Looking to get my first cherry switches. MX2A Blacks versus Nixies. Worth the price difference. Wait, there's a price difference between Nixies and MX2As right now? I thought they were roughly the same. Nixies are a little bit deeper. MX2As are a bit more, in my opinion, sharper. So I think you'll be good to go. Really? I guess I buy all this stuff from like bulk. So I guess I really haven't had to purchase like a set of 70 in a while, but I thought they're roughly the same. Alex, what graced your mouth hole today? Huh? I had roast chicken and sage. Oh, we had a boiled egg, some fruits and veggies, and then my girlfriend made avocado toast. Which, I'm impartial with avocado stuff. Avocados, I don't really care for the texture too much. They taste good, but I'm always been a texture guy. Yeah, super healthy breakfast. I mean, Unikeys and Nixies are basically twice the price. Oh, I didn't know that. Honestly, like I said, I usually just buy stuff in like batches of 400. So, avocado is my necessity for how do you pronounce that? Pozzoli? That would grace your mouth hole, huh? Sir Scamp, I have tried Cherry's new switches. The only ones I tried at length were the Falcons. Like, I actually put those into a board. I did not like them. So nice. I did not like it. The Falcon switches were just whatever. Some people told me they really liked the Falcon switches, but I'm impartial. Did I like lube way too many switches or something? Why do I feel like I overdid it with switches? Dude, right? It looks like I did way too many. Huh? How on earth did I manage that? Yeah, I guess I won't, but I guess I'm kind of just shocked. Normally I'm pretty good and I can count out exactly how many I need, but... These are MX2As, yeah. No, Hold on, let me put them all in. There's no way I overdid too many. I think it's just an optical illusion right now. I guess so. It might have been in some sort of Zen state. Don't you? You didn't make your switches army. Dude, I did. I did make my switch army, but I counted out 90, which is what I usually do for 75s. And I know that's like 6 or 7 more than I need. I don't know why it looks like I did so many more. Nah, we're good. We're good. We're good. I think it was an optical illusion. Say what again? Don't think it. Don't. What? You know preferences? What happened? Preferred switch flavor? Shrug emoji? It's funny how bad I am when estimating quantity. Look at a pile of switches. Yeah. I'm so bad with that. Dude, there was even one time where like it was like this much. And I was like, there's no way that's 70 switches. And it was like 70 switches. Thought there was EC at first. Oh, no. They're cherry switches. Good old cherry blacks. What's the purple set on the upper board? You like it? It's cubed. Cubed is amazing. Oh, sorry. I haven't updated that keyboard command in a while. Honestly, cube's kind of stolen my heart on this board a little bit. It kind of has. Cube propaganda? Excuse? I guess I did maybe loop too many. Inspired by the Nintendo GameCube? It is. It's a nice set. Even if you don't care for the GameCube things, like, it is nice. Dude, plate forks are so blessed. Between your F1 and Cloudline, what would you choose to keep? Oh, man. You really gonna do that to me? Probably the F1. I'm not gonna lie, the F1 just gets a little bit brighter, even with the same switches and stuff. So for me, I'd probably keep the F1. If I had to pick one right this instant. Visually, I do prefer the Cloudline more. I think the Cloudline is an overall more aesthetically pleasing keyboard. But sound-wise and feel-wise, yeah, I can't. The F1's amazing. You thought they were gimmicks? No, dude, these are definitely not gimmicks. They're super, super handy. All right. Let me just grab this guy here. We're just going to tune the stabs a little bit. Oh, that's nice of you, Chayo. That's very kind. By the way, guys, I'm almost done. I'm one episode away from finishing Dragon Ball Dama. And then I'm going to watch GT. Even though everyone says I shouldn't watch GT, I'm still going to watch it. What about the Fragment TKL? Bro, I ain't gonna lie, the Fragment TKL slaps. Low key, I need to rebuild the one I have, but dude, that thing sounds insane. I think that's one of the best feeling TKLs I own. It is. Don't watch a GT? Well, I'm probably gonna. I need to finish it. I've been told that GT is a weird one, but I do want to watch it. Oh my god, I ain't gonna watch Grown Ups 2, please. Do you know why plastic plates usually have a closed spacebar area, but aluminum has it open for like this in keyboards? It comes down to a few things, like rigidity of the plastic, and then also sometimes with aluminum, having too much of the aluminum here might cause like a weird ping. Usually not needed for the plastic here, but rigidity is probably like the biggest one. Don't watch GT? Really? Are you... pause. For those who have watched Dragon Ball GT, please, I want you guys to answer honestly. Watch GT or nah? Yes, no. Please answer honestly for this poll. GT is hate it just right? Well, fuck. I don't want to waste my time, but also, like, I'm curious now. Watch it for the culture? I kind of want to do that, man. I do. All right. I think I'm going to start off with top mount this time. Yeah, let's start off with top mount this time here. Did you see Anit's super unique Numa build? He did, and then he also tagged me. It was honestly really nice. He did a really good job thinking of all those things. Yes, the Nesson Noritech will be... Actually, let me tell you guys right now. One momento. If y'all voting yes, I'm legit never taking any poll from this community seriously again. The fuck? Guys, please answer nicely. I'll be streaming it on January 6th. It might actually get moved a week ahead of time though, because I think next week I have to move some stuff around again. Oh god, you guys are killing me right now. Alex, what a definition? Wait, what? Are you asking like what defines a keyboard upgrade if we had a keyboard already? Is that kind of what you're asking? Oh, Matta, don't kill me, dude. Okay, let me answer that question very seriously right now because I get asked this a lot. You want to know what defines a keyboard upgrade? Truly, there's no performance metrics, dude. If you enjoy it, that is literally the upgrade. If you feel like you're getting a better typing experience, if you feel like you like the aesthetic more, if you like the sound, that is your upgrade criteria. All of this stuff is preference and personal preference and personal everything based. If there was a legit thing that came out that I would say, yes, this makes MX switches obsolete, this changes your typing experience, I would tell you guys, and you would see me use that every day. But truth be told, there's no such a thing. Not right now anyways. You can argue that maybe getting into ergonomic keyboards might be the upgrade. You can argue that maybe HE stuff has an upgrade path, sort of. But all of this still is personal preference. You may hate an ergonomic keyboard. You may hate HE stuff. So if it makes you happy, if it brings you joy, that is the whole point. That is it. More customization is an upgrade. For me personally, if I put more effort and time into a build, it's an upgrade. Yep. And I think, again, that's just joy of the build, right? Hey, Alex, you've used those Kitey springs. Compare their quality to Geon. I think they're... Hey, listen, I've had weird experiences with the Geon springs. I like them. The Geon springs are great, but I had like 2 bad batches where like I felt like some of the springs were weird. I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite springs at the moment are probably still Sprit, but they're too expensive. Second favorite is Wuche. I really like their springs a lot. And then third favorite right now is those Kitey springs. I think those have taken my third spot away from TX. So, but will you notice a difference in the long run? Probably not. They're all good springs. I haven't tried many of the Swag Keys ones. Unikeys. I think Unikeys ships from Canada as well, last I checked. So Unikeys would be your path to getting those springs. Alright, I guess I will be watching GT. Do boards sound different when they are WinKey/Win keyless? Nope. They should sound exactly the same, unless it's built incorrectly. Like the Iron keyboard. where the blockers make contact with things. Unless it's designed incorrectly, but otherwise it should be the same. Sorry, not sorry. TTC springs you ordered from... Oh wait, do you see those TTC springs when you ordered the Kaidi ones? They're 24 mil? Oh no, I haven't tried those yet. I didn't even see those. I don't think I've tried 24 mil springs. I have 2 to 3 boards that are pretty neglected now. Any suggestions on where and how to sell them? Mech Market, probably the best thing to do. eBay maybe, but I don't know how. eBay is kind of stupid because they take such a large chunk of money from you. It is a nicer system, I guess. But yeah, maybe eBay. Maybe. Let's put these things on, even though I don't think we really need these. I'll just put them on again. Have you listened to a song called White and Nerdy by Weird Al Yankovic? Yes. Weird Al was, I don't think he's as popular now, but he was really popular when I was growing up. He was super popular. I think there's a whole bunch of songs that he's done that people have really liked over the years. What was it? Sorry? If so, what are your thoughts on lyrics? I ain't got a gap, but I got a soldering gun. It's the truth, bro. One of my weirdest flexes is that I'm related to Weird Al. Damn, that's crazy. I think my favorite one from him is the Star Wars one. As nerdy as that might sound, to be honest. Alright, I'm going to start off with top mount here. Amish Paradise was even more popular than the original? It's true. Well, it's crazy too because like even the Star Wars one, it's really like the original song that came from like I know. And now because of that song, it's like forever in my head that it starts differently. Like I think of the Weird Al version. American Pie's a classic, dude. Albuquerque is the best Weird Al song unironically. I don't think I've heard that one there. I'm not like a super fan, but I've heard enough of them growing up. Alright. I mean, that was a really easy top mount because there's really not a lot. Boom. Okay, we're going to do all 3 mounts today. Just be patient with me. Oh shit, I forgot this screws in this way. This screws in this way. Aluminum foil is my favorite. What was the Billie Jean one that he did? I can't remember. Honestly, I don't remember all of them. It's been a while. Is this heavy? It's like medium weight. Eat it, that's what it was. Yeah, that's the one. Ruby, thank you so much for 4 months.
Thanks Alex for all the cozy streams, definitely carried my sleepless nights in the past month.
Oh.
Looking forward to joining my first keyboard GB once my January paycheck comes in.
What are you gonna get? Which one? Do you know which one? Shy 60, damn. Good choice, Ruby. Yes, that's a nice looking board. I've seen some of the pictures for it recently. How do you guys feel about the white plate? I'm indifferent. It doesn't really make sense because I don't think this has per key RGB. Looks okay. Looks alright. I don't mind it on a silver board, but prefer black. Yeah, it looks good on the silver. I don't know. I still think it looks cheap. Yeah, I would have liked like a dark gray or black or something. It's whatever. Let's go find some keycaps. We can really just put whatever we want on this. So let me have some fun here. Let me think of the cool sounds. Thank you, Deez. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, thank you. If you've answered, but how was your Christmas? Pokey, I had an okay Christmas. I don't think anything crazy happened. Just some family stuff, really. Pretty standard fare otherwise. Standard fare, but you know what? I can't complain. It was nice seeing everybody. You know? What do I want to use here? Should we use Striker? My Striker setting everywhere. How about Striker? Do you guys like Striker? Blue on this? Yeah, no, maybe. I ordered a Toro 60 yesterday after watching your build VOD. Got it in purple with the copper weight. That'll be fun too. I'm happy for you. Evil Eye? Do I have Evil Eye on the board right now? Honestly, Evil Eye sounds great too. Let me see if I have it on board. I don't think I have it in the box, right? I don't remember where I put that set. This is it. Let's save Evil Eye for another day because it's on a board. Let's just do Serica today. Serica it is today. Although, I don't know what the hell happened here. I guess this just fell apart in storage. Klein Blue? That's is that a GM case? No, that's PBT fan set, right? Dude, what the hell happened to this? Why did this like fall apart in storage? Tfue keycaps? Oh yeah, I always forget about that. I always forget this was the Tfue set. I'm so mad I didn't pick up Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue's nice. Are you guys getting in on Unobtainium? I think tomorrow's the last day? I saw Mike's announcement post. Can't believe it's already the last day for that set. I feel like we just posted that on Novel Keys like the other day. I have postponed Divina Papaya though. Oh, you're gonna pick it up at a later day type thing? I love monocolored keycaps. I don't know, I think I've lately become more of a fan, but there are certain sets, for example, like Olive. Olive is like one of my faves, and Olive is not a monocolored set. Well, it can be if you get Olive Noir, but... I wanted to grab Unobtainium, but I'm also have Kikobu Soju. Oh, true. Honestly, it's pretty similar. I definitely get what you mean there. Unobtainium for the raw 84 plus of patina. Oh shit, that's gonna be sick. That will be nice, my friend. Okay, I think it's time to move Striker to another case then, or fix this case afterwards. I don't know what happened here. just like exploded. Soju is a little bit of a different color. Definitely. I never got to see a side-by-side of Soju and Unobtainium, but I assumed my Soju would be brighter. I think Soju also has different stuff in the case, like in the package, that makes Soju kind of a unique buy as well. But also, Kikobo isn't exactly the same sound signature as GMK, for those who are curious. I do love Kikobo, though. I think Kikobo is really like my second favorite at this point here. Although, actually, maybe JTK or DMK might be my second favorite, but it's been a while since I've used those. Bought some of your Granite's keycap or switches last night. Excited to put them in my key cult number 3. I think you're gonna love it. I think I built one of the key cults with Granite, and I was so over the moon with the sound. It sounded so good. That's okay. I figured as much. Would you tell me best poppy switches in 2025? When you mean poppy, do you mean like long pole poppy, or do you mean just like bright? I know it sounds stupid, but I just need to figure out what we're talking about. I have built with DCS. I think they're okay. I think I used it in a few client builds, and I think I now have one set of DCS somewhere. I would say it's okay. I feel like it's an acquired taste. I'm not a super fan. Alex in chat, do you have a switch which you flat out dislike and feel like modding it's a waste of time? Gatoron T1 switches. Legit poo-poo. Would never
Evening
buy
chat
those.
and Alex, today has been a good day. I scooped
thank
a
you.
Jasper Arc 60 for $125
$125 not bad at all.
US. I shall reward myself with some Papa John's to celebrate.
I love Papa John's. Dude, honestly, I kind of want a pizza today. I haven't had Papa John's in a while, bro. I'm jelly. But yeah, I would say that Gatoron T1s. Literally hate that switch. Papa John's? Papa John's is honestly, I would say, my top 3 fast food pizzas. At least here in Toronto. They're real good. Can't complain. We're taking out Olive Striker and moving it somewhere else after this. Wait, isn't it Gatoron who made T1s, or was it JWK? Well, whatever, the T1 switches. I don't remember which brand made them. But yeah, whoever made T1s, those switches stink. I hate those switches. It was JWK? I'm misremembering them. Yeah, I hate those. Believe it or not, when Duroc was making their own stuff, Duroc actually had some bangers. I don't know if I want to use it. Undecided. Little Caesars is top tier. Please, let's not get into the pizza debate today, because we're gonna have some unhappy campers leave this chat today, and I want everyone to feel very welcomed and not have to worry about our pizza debates. I don't know if it's healthy today, you know? I really don't know if it's healthy today. What are your thoughts on the NEO75 CU spacebar? I found it to be super resonant and thunky. I didn't have that problem on the 75 CU. And I know that because that was one of the few CU boards which I didn't give away right away, and I sort of used it for a while, and I don't remember it having like a sharp or thunky spacebar. I actually would say the new Neo 98 and 75, maybe this one, I'm not, yeah, you can already tell. I think these are a bit more thunky than the 75 CU. Which makes me also wonder if you had that problem because of the catchball system. And that's the downside about catchball systems, right? Is sometimes you get weird sound signatures from them. Uh-oh, there's number 4. I'm gonna take Striker out of this for now. And then, hold on, we're gonna just put this back in. Wait. Oh shit, let's see what happened here. I see what happened. One sec while I clean this up, guys. Yeah, you might have to force break the 75 CU in that case. It's unfortunate, but that's the problem with the catchball system. And maybe that's a leg up this keyboard has, is it probably will sound more consistent because it doesn't have to use and utilize the catchball system. Oh, I'm missing something over here. Oh shit. Well, I don't know how I'm going to do this now. I guess I could just do... yeah, whatever. Probably gonna flop over anyways, but it's fine. We'll deal, we'll deal. You know what I should do? Just to give it some more stability, is do this. I got a Keychron K2 V2 and I need suggestions for modding guides. I haven't modded one of those boards in a hot minute. I feel like any modding tips I would give you would be very incorrect. So it's not that I want to stay out of modding that board. I feel like it would be irresponsible of me to be like, yo, mod it this way, and then I'm just totally wrong. Okay, put this back. Alrighty. That looks really good with Striker. All right, so we have the plastic plate with top mount and the NEO75. So this is the PP plate, I believe. Looks good with Striker on it. Very, very, very saturated, which is fun. Let me plug it in so you guys can see that little bit of RGB as well. Move this board out of the way. It's beautiful. There's a little bit of that RGB. Again, it's very subtle. You can end up turning that off if you guys want. Looks great. Let's give it a little bit of a typing test here. Top mount, plastic plate, MX2As done with 3203. Oh, this is not bad. You know, I think going the plastic plate with top mount is always a nice sound signature. It is more thunky. And I remember I told you guys too, I think this actually has a more thunky spacebar than the CU series. Not a bad thing, by the way. Not bad. Granite spacebar? You guys want me to change it out? How much does this weigh? I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but I can find out for you guys later. Don't forget, we have two other mounting styles to choose from. Let's grab this. What do you guys think of top mount with this? See, this is the funny part. Yesterday I preferred the MX2A. Today I think the granite switch sounds way better as the plastic plate spacebar. And because the granite switch normally on spacebars has a bit more of like a higher pitch sound, and I think this balances it out more. I didn't hate either spacebar though. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I think this had definitely more bass. This kind of sounds more like what I normally build for. That's pretty solid. I think both of them are pretty solid. Here, I'll try Keycap Mirror Lake as well. The thunk is brighter. Yeah, it's definitely a thunkier combo with this particular board here. Has a bit more of a bassier sound. This might sound really ridiculously off, but it's okay. Ooh, I do not like this. This is too sharp. I'm not a big fan of the long pole switch here, the Key Geek here. Little too sharp for my liking. What does long pole do? Well, it's just making it sound too aggressive. I don't think I have any Obscuras on hand at the moment. Yeah, that was a bit too harsh with the plastic plate. All right, let's put this in gasket mode now. We'll do the pour on gaskets last. Neo stabs are okay. I feel like they're fine to mod. Again, they take some like tweaking to get right. I wouldn't say they're like up there on my like highly recommended stabilizer list, you know. Which do I think between the Neo98 and Athena? Well, see, that's tough because, like, what aesthetic are you looking for? Are you just looking for strictly a sound type thing, or like, what are you looking for in a board right now? HMX Blue Stars? I don't think I've used those yet, but I do like HMX switches. They're solid. I also want to try one thing too, guys. I wonder if this, not so much that this is necessary, but I'm curious to see if this changes up the sound in like a more meaningful way too. Kind of curious to see if this makes it brighter. I'm also going to take out these. I hate these things. These things piss me off. Hi, Dragon. How you doing, man? Thank you for the tier 1. You know, I can tell you right now, the alphas seem a lot more fun with this. That's a meaningful difference. Ooh. I kind of like it with the bottom foam more. It doesn't sound foamy at all. It just sounds more well-rounded, if that makes sense. Let's actually also do something here too, which I did yesterday and totally forgot to do today. Let's also see what this sounds like with a proper desk pad. Yeah, I like that better. I like that better. Sounds pretty solid like this, actually. No, no force break needed. It just sounds better with a bit of foam at the bottom. I think, I can't really tell you why, but it might just be because it's absorbing some of the bad sounds. It's not a super big piece of foam. I don't think it's a bad thing. It doesn't sound particularly foamy. Do you guys think that sounded foamy at all? Like maybe a hint? If anything, if I'm being like super critical, maybe a smidge, but not overly. I'm pretty happy with that. Sounds great. I don't like these though. These I'm gonna suggest, unless you absolutely need to have those in, maybe just don't put those in. Cool. Well, damn, that sounds really good in top mount. I think I preferred the foamy version of that. Doesn't the foam ruin the stepped internal sound? Here's my thought, and I'm not a sound engineer, okay? I don't think it would, only because I think this foam is thin. It's very, very thin. I don't know if you guys can see how thin this is. And I think the foam would pierce through this anyways, because it's not exactly like a super dense material. And I still think it would do different stuff in the internals over here. And then have to pass through this and then also absorb and diffuse other weird sounds that maybe we just don't like or you don't like. Try it without the switches. Bro, who said try it without the PCB? Who said that? Was it Annette? Like, what do I... Annette, how about this? How about you try it without the PCB? You buy one, you try it without the PCB, and you get back to us. Damn, these are like hard to take out now. No, thank you. Okay, my bad. You know what? I forgot that's my job. True connoisseurs go PCB only. No plate, no case, no foam. It's true. Try it without the keyboard. Oh, okay. Sure. Let me get that started. What did I do to get this gremlin in my chat? Who, ain't it? Try turning off the mic. I can do that next time for you guys. Can you just think about typing it and not actually doing it? We could just think and not type. That's true too. We could potentially try that. Potentially. Also, the top mount, even with the plastic plate, just to be consistent, still stiff, but as to be expected. Some people like a stiffer typing feel, and I think you're going to get that with the top mount. All right. I wonder if this is going to sound completely different. Just got my Athena in anodized silver. Can't decide on a keycap set. Do you want to go super bold or super low key? One of my favorite things to pair with silver these days is Shoshin. I do love that combo. Ooh, this is so different. I mean, that's what's cool about this, I guess, is you get very different sound signatures with these different gaskets. All right, so now we have the gasket, and this is with the foam into. Oh. I mean, that's very different already. I would say this is like more snappier and way louder trade-off in terms of feel, I feel like it's the same stiffness. Let's go back to the cherry spacebar here. Yeah, I would, you know what's weird? To me, this sounds more like the top mount than the top mount did. Like, this sounds more like a standard, traditional, classic top mount than the top mount did, which is kind of funny. But also, I really didn't like the cherry in the top mount configuration. And I like it more here. I like this. It sounds nice. I like this a little bit more than top mount sound. Okay, actually, I like that the alphas more on the top mount. I like the spacebar more here. Although we did save the top mount with using just some different switches. But this is pretty nice with this configuration, so I'm pretty happy with this. Again, this is the foam on the bottom, and I'm not really picking up on any foamy sounds. Nice. I like this. All right. Last configuration here. Would you rather a Neo60 Core Plus or the Neo60 Core for clackiness? I think they both give you good clacky sounds. I don't think you can pick one or the other and go wrong. Keep it a buck. I will keep it a buck. Alright, now the gaskets. So I think I have really the same thoughts regarding this unit versus the Neo98 when it comes to everything. Oh, pen pop, did I miss something? Tat, my bad. Let me do that right now. You did redeem it. I'll give you 2. Where did I put my pen? Uh-oh. Pause. Pause. Oh. It's hiding underneath something. Big scam? Okay, you know what, dude? How's that? Such a satisfying sound. Spectacular. Something. Oh, what the hell? Something also popped? Huh? Dual whole stream on mute. I hear ping and hollowness. Oh my gosh. Actually, did I tell you guys someone sent me a long YouTube message about how I was very wrong in my review of a board? I can't remember what board it was, but basically they told me that the board was crap and that I neglected to mention how bad the layout was. And I was reading the comment and I'm like, what was wrong with the layout? It was like pretty standard fare. And they were just mad because it wasn't the layout that they wanted. And I was like, man, this is like projecting like crazy. Sterling said the 90 is more full bright than the 75. I think they're both the same. I don't think there's one or the other that's different. If I were to rebuild these with both the same plates and stuff, I can already tell you I think this is like pretty identical in terms of like overall sound signature. All boards should be 100%. Should they? Am I just wrong? Am I just like overall just in the wrong here? Let's see what those sub-only chats are. There's nothing fun, but I'm glad you did it. I think you're gonna enjoy it. all boards should be 100%. That's funny. All right. Now the pour-on gaskets. The one I'm actually very curious about. Very, very curious. But yeah, for those wondering, no, I don't think there's going to be a huge difference. I think depending on which one you end up going with, you're probably going to like... I don't know, I feel like people will most likely enjoy the 75 a bit more in terms of just layout. But if you're looking for which one's more full, I really don't think there's a big difference. I guarantee you if I were to build these with the exact switches and exact plate and do the exact sort of mounting, these would sound pretty identical. Still not a huge fan of how these push-in gaskets work. Kind of a pain in the butt, but it's okay. I feel like I don't need to put these ones on the top, but we're going to do it anyways. No, these are not adhesive. They're pressure fit gaskets. So they can feel a bit finicky to put in. You just got to be kind of patient with them. It's a good idea because then, you know, you can get different layouts without, you know, having to do permanent gaskets. I guess plateless would work with this board too, eh? It technically would. I don't know if I'd recommend it though. I only like tray mount Duroc Sunflower. What is that, Weesh? FRL. Dude, has there been any good FRL TKLs lately? Has there been? Was the Flow AT FRL TKL sort of thing? I can't remember now. I would like to see some more FRL TKLs. I feel like that's an underrated layout. We'll have to find a board with a numpad on the left. Would make office productivity so much better. Oh man, sometimes those pop up like southpaw layouts. You gotta kind of be vigilant looking for those. FRL was so 2023. Boo. You think? That makes me sad. My favorite board I own is the Pluto. Pluto is so nice. The Pluto came out at a weird time though. Right as that other FRL TKL came out. I forget what it was called. FRL 1800? Honestly, those are cool looking too. Should be good to put this in now. Let's see. Let's see if this falls apart as we put this down here. All right. I think boards that don't have FR should be the option for split space. Oh, that's a really smart thing, yeah. That way there you can do nice function binds to things, for sure. The new Nessun board's really nice. Excited to build that one. Ooh. All right, here is the pour-on gasket mounted with the foam on the bottom. I have the thermal, yeah. I have both my thermals. Love the thermal. I'm glad I left this one here till the last because I think this is going to sound the nicest IMO. Blue and silver is kind of classic too. I like the way this looks. This turned out really nice looking. All right, here we go. This is the pour-on gasket. I love the alphas. I still think, you know what? Maybe with the plastic plate. I know I only typed like a few seconds. I can already tell you I much preferred the overall keyboard sound signature with the plastic plate with the long gaskets. I thought it slapped with those. Spacebar sounds a bit stuffed up. I'm gonna try a different spacebar actually. This is still the MX2A. Love the alphas. The alphas are fantastic. Yeah, that's one thing I'm noticing out of this particular board. It does seem to have a little bit of sharper spacebar sounds here and there, even on the 98 with different switches. That definitely helps it a lot using the granite here. Still a bit sharp, which I'm noticing. Let me actually take out the foam on the gasket one. Let's take out the foam in the middle. I have a weird feeling it's a little bit of that foam sitting underneath that's causing it to be a bit thuddy. Sounded good with the other two mounts though. I really like the gasket, the silicone gasket mount for this, for the plastic plate. Really liked that. This, and then let's unscrew. This one here is actually much easier to get into because there's only 5 screws. This screw is getting caught underneath this switch, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. One of the downfalls of doing screwless designs. Let me see something actually. Hit it with a milky yellow? No, it's okay. I think I have an idea of what all these switches already sound like. I wonder too, is it just a little bit of contact issue that's going on here with this? Let me see. I'm starting as a keyboard hobby. Feel like the temptation after watching a bunch of keyboard comparisons. I know it's bad behavior for the purpose. Please give me advice for a good starter because I don't want to impulse buy. NEO Core series is a great starter. Oh no, Scythe, we're still doing a last minute giveaway to 700 units. Or 700 units. 700 subs. We'll give away a keyboard unit there. Alright, let's take out this. See if this helps brighten up the spacebar sound a smidge. A hidden one, indeed. Okay. So now we have no foam in the bottom. Okay. I feel like this already helped it out a bit. Maybe it was a bit too stuffed up with the pour-on gasket. And the pour-on foam on the bottom. For 700 subs, it'll be the Haven 60. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, dude, that sounds so different already. That sounds fantastic. Okay, so it seems like the pour-on foam mixed with the pour-on gaskets is causing it to be a bit stuffy, which is, I mean, it sounded great for the alphas, but I think the alphas still maintain their great sound signature here. But for the spacebar, it was either making it sound sharp slash like dull. So maybe no foam here on the gasket, like the pour-on gasket version is the way to go. That sounds really good, actually. I'm impressed by that. All right, so for $140, that sounds pretty nice. 140 bucks compared to 195 that is the NEO75 CU. Yeah, I think I'd probably pick up this guy. The spacebar still sounds like it has extra low-pitched noises. It's not as poppy as we've had in other boards. Like, it's not an F1 like pop. It still is a little bit of a lower. It
sounds good because of your touch, Mr. Alex.
Thank you,
Happy
Poster.
holidays.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Love you, buddy. Thanks for 20 months. So overall thoughts on this, I think we nailed the aesthetic. I really like the way this board looks. I would say overall, we still have a smidge of a lower tonality on like the lower half of the board, which is not a bad thing, just as a reminder here. I actually think it suits the board quite nice. You can still get a nice bright clack without it being overly done, I guess, in high pitch. It seems to be a little bit finicky with the bottom foam. I actually like this. I think this is a fun kind of method to make the sound different. I don't like it in the pour-on configuration, but I did like it in the other two. Loved the sound signature for the most part on all three. I think some of them had different strengths. I think overall my favorite is still going to be for this particular plate combo on the silicone gaskets. I actually really liked the silicone gaskets. I'm probably going to switch back to that. But when we did the aluminum one, I actually thought the aluminum one sounded better with the pour-on gaskets. Does the spacebar sound the same when lifted, or is it from desk vibrations? Same thing. Yeah, the little accent's nice. Some stuff I still don't like, we wrote down yesterday, which I think literally still applies for this board. The pour-on gaskets are finicky. I like that all three mounting styles sound different. Love, love, love that. You know, I still sort of agree with this. Maybe a bit different now since we used a plastic plate, but I like how all three are different. The front height, I think, is exactly the same here, which we can confirm. But it is a very comfy type. Let's see. Let's see what this front height measures out to be. I think it's still 18 mil. Am I at the edge? Yeah, 18 millimeters for the front height. So very comfy. Really like that. The fixed layout and lack of solder. So that's going to be one of the major misses, you could say. Is it end of the world? Is it make or break for this board? It could be for some. But it would have been really cool to have a solder option with a little bit more options here. I would have liked it. But for 140 bucks, am I going to complain? Yes, I still will. But it makes it a lot an easier pill to swallow, I suppose. I like their new design language a lot. So that still stays the same. And then overall, I think the hidden screw design is a bit user unfriendly. You know, it's not super duper fun to use hidden screws when you have this many fun options to play around with the keyboard. But this is 140 bucks. I like this overall a bit more than the 75 CU. But the 75 CU is the easier board to take apart and mod and have some fun if you're newer. It's weird that I'm saying that I think the 75 CU, which is the more premium option, is the better option if you're someone who maybe doesn't know what they like right away. The 75 CU is also a bit more curvy. It had some different design aesthetics to it, which you may prefer. I think the 75 CU had a beautiful side profile. It actually is a bit more intricate than this side profile. This is a bit more minimal. So overall, I think I do prefer the sound signature of this one. But there are a lot of things I prefer on the 75 CU. Plus, like, you can't get a solder PCB for this. You can on the other board. You can't get 7U here. You can on the other board. You may not like the exploded arrows, which the other board doesn't have exploded arrows. So, bit of a difference there too. Overall, I think Neo killed it with these projects, with these new ones. I like their direction of the way they're going looks wise. I love how minimal this looks. It is just so elegant. I think this silver badge really sells it for me here. I normally mod the granites when they're unlubed, but for stock, they're pretty good. Can't complain. I haven't really modded the stock ones. How do I like this versus the OG Neo? Oh, dude, I like this way better than the OG Neo lineup. It's so much nicer. Would I take this over the 65 Core Plus? Let me be real with you guys. The Core Plus still wins sound-wise for me. I love the Core Plus series. I think it's their best series when it comes to sound. But not everyone wants the Core Plus stuff. And plus, isn't the Core Plus like way cheaper too? I think it's so nice, the Core Plus stuff. So nice. But yeah, it's just me. Well, this desk pad's really thin and also sucks for absorbing sound. This is not a true desk pad I'd use to show off boards like in a nicer way, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's not something I would probably use there. So for a Kohaku, does solder or hot swap PCB make a difference in sound? To some maybe, but not really for me. I think they're pretty much the same. I don't know, for Kohaku anyways. Last I checked, the Core 65 Plus was the same price. I can't remember what the Core 65 Plus was, but I know the Core 65 or 60 was cheaper, right? Let me triple check before I talk shit here. Core, not plugged in. Oh my god, I hate when it does this. Core 65 Plus. Oh yeah, I guess if you buy a plate, it's the exact same price. How much was the Core 60? Core 60. Core 60 is 99 bucks. Actually, let's see. Is the Core 65 more expensive with the wired hot swap? It is. So actually, technically, this comes in cheaper by $15. I forgot to check the hot swap. If you want to go with hot swap, this is $150 for the Core Plus with a plate. This is $140. So this technically is $10 cheaper. I still think the Core Plus at $150 with a plate is my preferred pickup. I'm still picking that up over this. I love the sound of that board more than this one. However, at $140, $10 cheaper, I don't think you're going wrong with this. Can I hear without any desk pads? Of course. Of course, my friend. Let me just move this to the side. Naked desk. It looks so weird. I don't like this, guys. It looks weird. All right, so this is with I think it sounds great. Maybe even better. Thank you, Lane, for the tier 1. Thank you, thank you. I can hear a little resonance from your Apple Studio Display's lightning port, not gonna lie. Did Init put you up to saying that? Is the hollow part in your desk... Wait, part in the middle of the desk that makes it sound so good? I don't have a hollow part, guys. You guys are gonna spread rumors, and then people are gonna start thinking this on the comment section and think, yeah, there is a hollow part in Alex's desk. Oh my god, dude. Y'all are spreading too many rumors. Mikey, anytime, bro. Anytime. Oh my god, dude. Propaganda for real, bro. There's a resonant shaper and is okay, you know what? Can you turn the mic volume so the board sounds better? Yeah, one sec, guys. One sec. Let me get this. Does it sound better? Did it sound better, guys? Howdy, Alex. Did we weigh the fully assembled board? No. Do you just want me to do that? Ugh. I don't think I did weigh anything yet. Now, let me go find where I put my scale. Sounds perfect. That was very aggressive? No, it wasn't. You guys couldn't hear anything. What are you talking about? That was no aggressiveness. There was no aggression because no one heard what I typed. Therefore, thus, the aggression is not real. There it is. Very airy. I agree. Can we test the chair? I really want a new chair. This one here, part of the handle now, is like falling off.
13 months. I love you, Alex.
3.3 pounds, 14 ounces. Thank you, by the way, KB. Love you too, buddy. Thanks for over a year being here. Thank you, thank you. And then for the rest of the world, this weighs 1.76 kilos. And then this guy, being the other unit, is 2.5 kilos. For the other one.
Hello.
Give or take. So, pretty good. Already scratched the desk. This desk has tons of scratches. Also, thank you, Win. I appreciate you, man, for 5 months. Love you, buddy. Thank you, dude. How much does the artisan weigh? That's why I said give or take. I'm actually not sure. I'm really not sure how much the artisan weighs. That's why I literally said, I was like, give or take. Now we need what kind of wood desk and how many square meters in the room so we can get keyboards sound the same. Man. Dude, I gotta say this. Back when I was starting off content, I'm not kidding you guys, the amount of conspiracy theories that floated around about keyboard sound tests and stuff was actually exhausting. About editing sound, about just like using particular things on someone's desk to like fake things. It was exhausting, bro. We got a little scale test right now. Yeah, a little. You want me to do a sound test on the scale? Can you do a sound test with and without the chair? It's very distracting. Is it? Dual scale test on the sound. Dub over the sound test with a different sounding switch. Dude, people actually thought that as well back in the day. Can you do a sound test? A desk sound test? It's pretty well isolated, no? Seems resonant. Sounds like a hollow spot. Tehaing? People were accusing people of stealing Teha's type tests? Really? I don't remember that part. That's funny though. Redacted. The new dark set looks real good, not gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie, dude. Looks real good. What mic is used was quite important for sound as well. Like, the mic used is probably the most accurate. Yeah, I spent a lot of time figuring out what mic I need to use. Like, when I tell you guys, even the amount of audio interfaces and then audio chains that I've gone through just to get to like a sound where I'm like, yes, this is literally what my ears hear. It's been a while. I'm using a Sennheiser 416 MKH, which is isolated against the, like, I have it screwed into the wall and then isolate it. That is running through, and I've gone through some very expensive equipment, but I actually settled on something called the Volt 176. It has one small compression feature, which allows it to not peak. That's really it. And it actually sounds more accurate with it on. And then it goes straight into OBS. That is it. The Volt is probably the most bang for your buck. Also, one of the more accurate audio interfaces when it comes to like how it processes the sound. But this microphone allows it so I don't have to put any filters. There is no filters when I do anything for keyboards. You just hear everything in the background. Like, that's why you can hear like the fans when they come on. Everything. When it comes down to how I've isolated the room, I haven't, because that's not real. I have my normal decor of stuff, and that is how I've isolated the room. I used to, a long time ago, have the room isolate the room isolated, but that made it sound way too like clinical. Like, it just sounded fake. So I took down a lot of those things a long time ago. So, also, hi Geeks, how you doing, man? Why is the rum gone? Isolated rum? Okay there, guys. Okay. Alex, out of scope, but I was wondering if you could comment on the Manta thuddiness, particularly the scooped video. Oh, that literally because the scooped video, the OG sound on his didn't have the mod. And I think on all of the videos, even on our own units, we have ours which are modded a little bit. So in the Manta, which is this unit here, I'll open it up and show you guys. Let me screw this open here. We originally made some little sound chamber thingies with this. So you'll see this here. So it's not a mistake, but it kind of is in the same way. Because we only made one round of protos, and I'm sure if we had more of a budget to do stuff, we'd make another round. But we ended up just altering it in the second.
Whoa,
so here, I'll show you guys. Sorry if it's probably going to be dusty in here. I use this board quite often. It's just rare that this has no keycaps on it. Geek, thank you so much for that tier 1. Thank you, dude. So 2 things, and I think a few things contributed to like some of the thud in his video, but all of it's been addressed and it's been proof of concept. I'll show you what I mean. Also, I think 2 things as well. These screws for the prototype are really cheap. So, a few things. I don't know if Scoop did all of these things. First, we've added in the box the choice for people to put force brakes right over here. The reason why, you guys will understand this from other builds we've done and other things I've talked about. If you do an angled hidden screw design, you end up having to leave about less than or roughly maybe a millimeter or less of space so it doesn't grind when you put this on. You need that for the tolerance difference here. Wrong way. So this can fit on and then screw. As you do that, this piece of metal will bow outwards. The way that that'll happen is because you're leaving that space. So reason number one why something might sound resonant is because of this. Even on technically these, you know, these boards here, that's why they're starting to add force breaks. So you need to have something to kind of close that contact there. But some people like resonance, so that's kind of a non-discussion there. So you can see some of the stuff here, and this is kind of where it really mattered. We didn't account for the hot swap sockets. I'll just peel this off for now, I'll put more tape. There's hot swap sockets that are impacting some of the areas here, including here, here, here. The final design, we've just carved them out. They're not really supposed to be there. So that is why you probably heard some like contact or thuddiness. It's simply because we wanted to add, not for this particular one because this is solder, but the hot swap socket, as well as even some of the other pieces, like stabilizer screws, were contacting some of these areas. So we just simply gutted these portions out. And then on top of that too, I don't know if you guys can see this super duper well, but see over here, see how there's like a little ridge right over here? This ridge might have been too close to the hot swap sockets as well, so we've actually retracted this ridge back a little bit too. I think if you guys want to see, let me see if I can find a quick photo. Let me see. I might need a keyboard for this though, so just give me 1 sec while I try to navigate with my mouse. One moment. Bass boosted keyboards? Perhaps. Oh, here's a good one I'll show you guys. Let me just open this in browser. So here is an example of what we have done in the final version, as well as we're including I forgot what this is called again. Like a sheet, a force break sheet, but not really a force break sheet. It's for ESD sheet. That's what we're calling it. This is the ESD sheet that will be included in everyone's box as well. But you can see the difference now, even on this side. I can't really peel these off super great. You can see we've taken away some of the parts over here, and then even on this side, there's now some extra pieces that we've chipped away. You just can't see it in this one here. So we've removed that and made it a little easier for the board to breathe, so to speak. So it shouldn't impact anything. But ultimately, that's all it was. It was just literally impacting stuff like that. Let me see, do I have another image of the internals? A nicer one? One moment. I don't know if we have a... Oh yeah, there's the video for it too. The video shows a better picture of that.
I got 3 of your shirts for Christmas. You're awesome.
Thank you, dude. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. But yeah, that's what ended up happening. Thank you, Prof. Did you get a new unit to test, or is it just for production? It's just for production. We already know where the problem lies, so it's just for that. Oops. Let me just maximize this video, but I didn't mean to do that. 1 second. There we go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is pretty much what has happened. We get Alex for Christmas. Yeah, thanks guys, appreciate you. But I think the majority of most of the contact ended up being, I believe on Jeff's unit, he didn't force break these. And I recommend personally, these need to be padded basically. That is the biggest recommendation. We're gonna pre-install the ones on the weight nicely. But yeah, there is definitely some contact that happens with just having this in like this. So that is really it Oh shit, where did I plug this in now? Thanks for explaining about programming extra. I hope you enjoy it, my friend. Hope you enjoy it. Someday photos. I don't think I can today just because we've gone a little over. Oh boy. Not gonna lie, these demo screws that we got from the Manta were awful. Oh, by the way, there will be black screws to the Manta now too. So no longer will you have silver screws. No longer. Also, these screws here, I know they're just prototype screws. These like insta stripped. I don't know why they did, but I feel like when factories send out prototype stuff, they usually use like weird cheap screws. I use my old Logitech G240 mouse pads, which are super thin inside some setups that have a lot of resonance. Do you find that helps? Oh boy. Is this that screw that's really weird? Alrighty. Let me actually use a different bit here. Hi CCT, how you doing? How are things today? Perfect. Would it be crazy to do a pizza testing stream? Pizza testing? Oh boy, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure. Should we do pizza testing? How does pizza testing work? IRL pizza tier list? Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let me close this. Boom. Alrighty, guys. That pretty much is the stream. I'm gonna get off and do some cleaning now, and also go eat something because I'm starving. But you guys, hopefully have a good one. I think the Neo stuff turned out good. I don't know. I think my criticism for the 98 literally reflects onto the one for the 75. So my criticism stays the same. I would have loved to see some, you know, would have really loved to see some solder PCB. I think that's kind of like my biggest gripe is just the layout. But dude, for 140 bucks for this unit, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong at all. Until then, guys, until next time, which is probably going to be tomorrow. Actually, what are we building tomorrow? Tomorrow might be switched up. This whole week I'm going to have to redo, but honestly, we might be building the Nori Tech 70 tomorrow. That might actually be tomorrow now. But we're also going to be doing an EC build for the M9N. Hopefully some other prototype stuff comes in this week. I doubt it, but we'll see. And then next week we'll have a giveaway unit because we're doing something courtesy of someone who sent something in. But we have some fun stuff. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Where is Twitch here? Wait, what switch did you end up doing? For today's build, the MX2As. Let's go ride Mango. Close my music by accident too. It's okay. You guys have a good one. Oops. One sec. /raid. Mango. I hate how OBS doesn't take Control-V commands and you have to like manually right-click to paste and then it freaks out. OBS is so annoying for that. You guys have a good one. Love you. See you tomorrow. And yeah, love you guys. See you soon. Bye, everybody.